First of all, Gal, for what I could see, you had a lot of physical training and fight choreography, but not for dancing. How was the training?
The training was brutal. It was months. It's like, I'm very familiar with that for the obvious reasons with Wonder Woman and all that, but you never really get used to it, and it feels like it's just getting to, from one extreme to the next to the next. But I was lucky to be surrounded with the most amazing people to guide me through it and work with me on everything to make it look as real as possible.
That's great. How about you, Jamie? How did you prepare your role in
He
this
was
movie?
playing golf.
Yeah. I was trying to play golf as much as I could, probably. I mean, the physicality was a big part of it, and it's exciting. It's like a different sort of, string to your bow, essentially, and it's not every job you do where you get to flex that string. You don't, sometimes it's just not relevant to the story. It's not about. It was such a big part of this story, the physicality, and particularly from my character had to be really proficient at it too. He wasn't just like, in fights and sort of getting through them. I had to show that he was like very, very capable, which is takes a lot of work, and it's not just doesn't happen. And we have an amazing stunt team that helped us get there.
For you, Elia, you're a star in the Bollywood movies. How different is to work on an Indian movie than in a platform international film?
Well, I think to me, world over, the film sets are always the same. It's the same kind of chaos, the same kind of intention to work towards one vision, the same kind of discipline, the same kind of dedication. So actually, I felt very much at home. What I enjoyed a lot was the fact that I was, speaking a completely new language. I mean, I speak English, but acting in English is a totally different ballgame altogether. So I was so conscious about how it should just feel natural. It's an action film, but the character that I'm playing, for her, the action is more responsive and defensive, and it's more like sort of she's working through her mind, but without being a bit too serious about it. At the end of the day, this is like that summer blockbuster movie that you want to, kick back, eat your popcorn, enjoy the film and just like have a good experience. And that's what I wanted to do even while we were filming, and that's exactly what happened.
That's great.
She had too much fun, she got pregnant.
Exactly. At the same time.
Way too much fun.
How many countries did you have to travel to for this movie?
5 different countries, yes.
And now you're in South America. Have you considered shooting in Colombia or Brazil?
We would love that.
She has a recce right after this.
We would love that, yes. We're going to go and tour a little bit, but I was lucky enough to shoot here in Brazil before, and I love the food, the culture, the people, the beach, everything about it. We would love to come to Colombia and shoot the next one if we're lucky enough.
If we're lucky enough. Final question. In your character, you have a twist at some point, but in the bottom, there's a discussion about the use of technology and the internet. For instance, the artificial intelligence. What is your point of view about it?
Well, it's crazy because if you think of even from a year and a half ago when we started shooting the movie, the threat of AI in real life wasn't being talked about, and then suddenly I find that really strange watching it, the sort of mirror image of the fear of this all-powerful thing that can be used for very awful consequences if the wrong people get their hands on it. And then you're watching these like court cases where developers of AI are speaking to Congress in the States, going, "Guys, we need to be careful." It was such a strange, art imitating life situation. So, hopefully that sparks some sort of relevance with people when they're watching it today. But it's a real threat. It's something to be taken seriously.